Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
First in the building, Dodge J on deck. Fish grease still hot, absolutely. The stove is always on and the burner's burning. WCS back with another one. And another one. Another one. Another one. Arnold Brown on deck. WCS, the grease is hot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt about it. It can never be anything but hot. Yes, sir. On deck, ready to cook. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get this fish fry back on the way too. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm missing all that fish I was eating. Look, I started to turn into the black Aquaman. I know it's very limited species. But during that fight week, I seen a lot of us become Aquaman. Due to the fish consumption. When you eat that much fish leading up to that T-Mobile massacre, goddamn it, you start to know how to swim better. That's the only thing could happen. Eating all that fish, goddamn, I was goddamn jumping in the oceans, man. No doubt about it. My shit, I was able to swim against the current, with the current. None of that shit really mattered. Breathing underwater. Shit, I'm about to go set some records in a minute. Think or stink on deck. What's good with it, bro? See you in the building. Jason on deck in the building. What's good? Carlos Rosado in the building. What's good with it, Carlos? WCS salute A-side. Official salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. You already know what it is, man. Don Vaughn on deck. Shout out to you, Don. I know you say you've been busy and everything. Hope all is well your way. See, I remember, when people dip in and out and say they got stuff going on, they've been busy. I remember that. That's how you're supposed to interact with the chat. You don't supposed to, refresh the chat, man. Give me 2 nickels and a dime, nigga. Goddamn. Put $1 in the chat. Refresh that motherfucker. $1. Give me $1, $50, $75, $5, $5, $2, $2, quarter, $2.25. Shout out to Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute WCS in the chat. We're global. Baby, we're global. The grease is hot. And it's time to fry these fish again. They better know it. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop because this is what they want. They want the first degree burns. This is what they want. That's why I keep telling them, come on over to the stove, close your eyes, and stick your hand in that motherfucking grease. You like pain. You like dysfunctionality. You like to be hurt. Therefore, I'm here to help it. You know what I'm saying? Don't come on here acting like you want to be part of the fish fry. No, not at all. Lost all the boxing LABQ on deck. What's good with it, Q? NYT in the building. It's just past 8 o'clock on the PM, y'all. Boxing news never stop, of course. It's not like I choose to keep and stay on topic with this particular situation, this state of emergency. But the more and more people hit me in the DM, and the more the strays, try to convince me that they have a purpose in life, and then I have to come back in and remind them that they're just strays, the snotty boys. You know what I'm saying? Please, if you have something that's refreshing, I'm open ears. But from what I'm listening to right here, all you're doing is complaining, 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 complaining. Guess what? I got some news for you. Spence will get his fight at 154 pounds in Texas, man. That is fact. Spence will get his wish. Okay? You heard it from WCS. Spence is going to get his wish and his fight at 154 pounds. And the good thing about it, the snotty boys proved that if you whine enough, you'll get what you want. You know what I'm saying? You will absolutely get what you want. Spence will absolutely get his fight at 154 pounds. We'll get back to that, man. W says, when you get a chance, I sent you an interview with So Cold. Okay. All right. Right. Let me see. Let me see when exactly did you send it? Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. They're done. Now I know who. Okay. Now I know your IG handle. I forgot, bro. Appreciate that, man. One love to you, brother. Sammy on deck, man. Salute to the hottest chat in the game. Yes, sir. Indeed. That's what we do. My man Bud about to do Arrow Dirty in Texas. Hey, hold up, Carlos. Hold up. Let me get to it first, man. Let me get to it first. I don't want nobody assuming anything, Carlos, man. Put it back in the holster, dog. I didn't tell you to goddamn load one in the chamber. Keep it in the holster. Just don't come up here firing off yet, man. I don't want you to contaminate the chat. I don't want you to contaminate the chat, dog. Chill, dog, for real. I don't want you to contaminate the chat, man. Jessica in the building. What's good with it, Jessica? How you feeling today? Hope your Monday was glorious, along with everybody else in the chat. Hope you had a wonderful day today. It was Monday, the start of the week. Everybody Monday is different. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're dealing with the YTC. So hopefully, the replay periodically, you get a chance to get through your day by listening to WCS. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It's not for the faint of heart sometimes. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more on deck. The OG in the building. The only way they can sell it is to do it in Texas and make Bud the bad guy. Okay, Bruce is coming up with some scenarios. I feel you, OG. King 47 on deck. What's the big deal? Isn't Spence's dream to become undisputed? He has a second chance at his dream, but now it's just about beating Bud at this point. Hey, King, you've been on your shit lately. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you've been off of it. I'm talking about you coming here throwing goddamn axes, you know what I'm saying? Japanese blades, ninja stars. I mean, you might be on to something right there, man. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Spence dream to become undisputed, right? Yes, sir. He has a second chance at 47 to do that. But all I hear is people pushing him. They have both of their hands in his back, pushing him to the next division. They're not in their best. Look, they're not in his best interest. Put it that way. They're not. They're not in his best interest, man. I just got jumped by some aerosexuals. Hey, let us know, Jessica. We only a phone call away, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to handle that shit by yourself. We only a phone call away. You need to start goddamn shooting that in the DM. Just drop it in WCS DM. And some troops will be over there, man. Don't try to do it alone now. Cause look, them snotty boys, they'll try to nip at your ankles. That's what they do, them strays. They'll nip at your ankles and shit, man. Try to rip your Achilles tendon. They try to fight dirty. So let's talk about, right? Hold on for a second. Hold on. Why this thing don't have my entire title up here? Hold on for a second. Hmm. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get down to it, man. So, I want you all to listen to a snippet of audio because the Spencerholics, aka the Snotty Boys, they continue to talk about this as if it means something. Well, to us, it means whatever it means. It's been so long ago. I kind of forgot, just like y'all. I kind of forgot. But I want you all to listen to this audio right quick, okay? Because the dumbest thing ever is to think that they're trying to hold Crawford to his word, right? That's the craziest part ever. That's hilarious. That all of a sudden Crawford has word. He has morals and principles. He has integrity and honesty. Because before that, it was nothing of a sort. Nothing he said matters. WCS has put it out there. Nothing this man said matters, bro. Now all of a sudden, he says this right here. Let's get down to it. Let's kind of see what they all mad at. Okay. Let's listen in on this.
I'm in a hurt business. 47 was kind of hard for me too. I was already talking about moving up in weight and challenging Charlo. So 54 wouldn't be outreach of anything. So 54 wouldn't be outreach of anything. So 54 wouldn't be outreach of anything. Weight and challenging Charlo. So 54 wouldn't be outreach of anything.
Want to follow up with, how did you pull off getting Eminem to walk?
So this is the post fight. He was still on the crime scene at the T-Mobile Arena. So unfortunately, I could not show you the actual video portion because I didn't want anybody to lose their appetite because it was a hard day, Monday, and most of you are preparing yourself for dinner. I get it. So I didn't really want to show you the visual at the T-Mobile Arena due to them still participating in cleanup. There was a lot of DNA and blood around that, saliva. It was just a little gruesome scene. But from that gruesome scene, Terrence Crawford went in the post-fight conference after giving Errol Spence a you know what I'm saying, he gave him one of them hugs like, hey, I appreciate your effort, good effort. You know what I'm saying? You tried, but it wasn't good enough type of hugs. You know what I'm saying? He gave him the type of hug that, yeah, I beat your ass and I'll do it again next time. But thanks for showing up to the fight. He gave him the type of hug like, I'm glad that we was able to dance together. But yeah, I had to step on your, not on your toes, but I had to step on your freaking back and neck and shoulders and all that too tonight. You know what I'm saying? But don't take it personal though. It was a hurt business. So in this post fight, Crawford said he was talking about moving up and fighting Jermell Charlo. He said that's not an outreach for him to fight at 154 next. Okay. It's just something about language that does it for me, because I want to, I mentioned the word blatherskite, earlier. It means foolish talk, nonsense, or either calumny, a bacology, a cacology. You know what I'm saying? Person who talks a great length without making much sense. So I want to take y'all somewhere right quick, right? Right? I to want to read something to you. Because language is everything. When Terrence Crawford was giving his post-fight speech, he mentioned that 54 wouldn't be that difficult because he had already called out Charlo. But one word that I knew that was tardy from his post-fight speech was promise. Promise is spelled P-R-O-MISS. Promise, right? Okay. So what I didn't what I seen I just try to find myself. I just kind of lose my wits thinking about this, because I'm just trying to somehow bring this shit all together. Promise was tardy from that, right? The definition for promise is a declaration. All right. A declaration is something that Errol Spence was making on Undisputed. It's a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. All right. Now we all know that someone or somebody can promise you something and it don't happen. We know that. We've been living long enough, right? I'm much younger than most of you in here. Okay. Real talk. Regardless of what you've been hearing, I'm much younger than all you niggas. Okay. So I'm just letting you know, man. All right. So as long as I've been living, I have heard people promise other people things and then recant it, retract it, deny it. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about declaration or insurance, I didn't hear Terrence Crawford give that in the post-fight conference. I didn't, y'all. I'm just being honest. I didn't hear him present a declaration or insurance to Errol Spence that I promise I will fight you at 154. I did not hear it. So I'm here to ask you all, did you hear Bud Crawford promise Errol Spence that he will fight him at 154? Did he promise? Did he say, I promise, man? Because even if he did, right, it's still not contractually binding, but yet it would kind of hold Terrence Crawford just a little bit closer to the fire, just a little bit closer, because he said he promised, he made an assurance that would be it. Because when I hear the snotty boys continue to whine and cry about this, I'm had to start searching a little deeper, and I had to like go back to post fight and everything, and basically investigate the language. And though they're trying to hold Bud Crawford accountable for every move he made following that fight, they don't want to recognize the shit he did in the ring. It's all about what he did after the ring. So now it's all about the language. So once again, I'm pulling this out because I went fishing today. You know what I'm saying? I found out that a regular fishing rod can goddamn catch a promise. So I pulled this promise out and I grabbed it around the neck. I said, listen, I'm gonna ask you one time and one time only, goddamn it. Were you in the proximity when Terrence Crawford was giving his post-fight speech? Were you? Did he somehow, some way mention your name? Did he somehow promise, put you in between all this with him and Errol as far as fighting 154? And Promise told me, no, he didn't. Never did it. Never did it. Now, can you release your hand from around my neck? All right. Now, listen, I ain't playing. If I find out if anything else, if I continue to listen to this and I get any indication that I promise you that I'm coming back for your ass. You understand? So after I accosted Promise and was told that it was no way, shape, or form on the scene, nowhere in the proximity, I have to come back to YTC and explain this to the snotty boys. All right. I have to explain to them to stop going on here, blowing their nose all over the motherfucking keyboard and keep trying to hold Bud Crawford accountable for something that he didn't say. You all are acting like this man said he promised Spence a fight at 154. Now, the good thing about this entire live stream, I'm going to break this news. Yes, sir. Spence will get his fight at 154 pounds, and it will be in Texas, y'all. It will be absolutely in Texas. And of course, it won't be for the belts. Let's make that perfectly clear, because we all know that the fight to be had is at 147. That is where the belts is holding up residence. That's where the possession and ownership and the deed holder down there at 147 pounds is Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He hold the deeds to the undisputed reigning defending world championships. Not just one, not just two, not just three, but four. 3 of those was formerly in the possession, temporarily, of course, of Errol Spence Jr. And though he reigned for a short window, that window was cracked in half. We don't know where the object came from on July 29th. We do have some indication it was out of Omaha. So when he started cracking those windows with the jab and the counter shots, you know what I'm saying? The aerosexuals started to go snitch. They wanted to run the HOA and say, how can you all allow this to happen over here? I thought this was supposed to be a fair fight. How do you let this man come in here and just disrupt the neighborhood? What do you mean, that man? The one over there from Omaha, him, I don't want to snitch anything, but he's really whooping his ass, man. Why? I mean, isn't some HOA rules here? I mean, I don't appreciate that shit, man. I put a lot of money on this fight. God damn it. And it's only the second round. Shit. So there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot of snitching going on. There was a lot of snotty boys running to security and trying to falsely accuse Bud Crawford of committing an act of violence. And he wasn't really, supposed to be in that position. You even had some snotty boys saying that, hey, I'm just going to be honest with you. You should arrest that guy that's getting beat up because he's an imposter. He's not the real one. He's a clone. Can you arrest him? This is not right. This is unfair. He's giving off the wrong impression to those who are in attendance who thinks that's the real Errol Spence. Yeah, he's giving off the wrong impression. He's an imposter, a fake, a phony. You feel me? I was doing my job as I was scanning the area over there in Vegas. I said, I never knew there could be so many freaking content creators out here at the T-Mobile Arena snitching on people. And they was up there trying to goddamn work both ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? They was trying their best to get close to Crawford when he was walking to the ring. But they remembered that he does have a wrestling pedigree. So they didn't really want to get slammed on their head. And then when Spence walked out, they was actually able to get close to him, but they stopped at the last minute. And they started getting on their phones and saying, hey, I want to report a potential imposter. I don't think that's Errol. I don't think so. He looks a little too nauseated, sleepy, fatigued. He doesn't look like the Errol I used to know. And the operator asked them, well, what brings you to that conclusion? Where are you located, first of all? I hear a lot of noise in the background. Oh, I'm at the T-Mobile Arena. They're having a fight here. But it's not the 2 participants that we paid our ticket to see. I'm being honest, ma'am. We didn't pay our ticket to see this shit. We didn't pay. We didn't pay. This is not the guy we paid to see. Ma'am, can you give us your name, your first and last name? No, I can't do that. I want to remain anonymous. But hurry up. God damn it. The referee's giving instructions. Now hurry up. Oh, this is not going to be good. Hurry up, man. Hurry up. We at the T-Mobile Arena. Okay. Well, you see all the cars parked out and everything. Please make it here. So as the fight played out, man, history was made. Now that the fight is over with, what we got to look forward to? What do we have to look forward to? We have to look forward to the next fight on what decision Crawford is going to make. The good thing about me talking to my sources, they told me that the fight, Spence will absolutely get the fight at 154 in Texas. Now, if that's a shocker to you, it's not a shocker to me, man. It's not a shocker to me because I'm eager to see what the crowd noise is going to be like once Spence returned home. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time he was there was with Yordenis Ugas and he was cracking ribs and taking eyes. You understand me? Yes, he was the one that was being heralded as the eye collector, even convincing himself to go get a mouthpiece with an eye on it. You understand me? He was so convinced this shit was real. He got the skin complexions confused. He thought because Terrence Crawford and Yordenis Ugas was somewhat the same complexion, that he was actually in there fighting Terrence Crawford. So being that he went in there and beat up Ugas, he felt within his heart of hearts that there's no way Crawford can beat me. There's no way he can beat me. So he had the opportunity to fight Ugas in Texas. And look, a lot of people believe that if Spence go back to Texas, he will absolutely have one of those same performances again. If Spence is able to go home, just get back home. You know how they say, just please, Annie M. Do you hear me, Annie M? You know, it takes you back to the Wizard of Oz. Those of you that's old enough to understand that. You know, they believe that if he followed the yellow brick road back to Texas, everything will be all good. Per my sources, he's going to get his wish. I love it. I love it. Spence is going to get his wish, people. Not only is he going to get his wish to go back to Texas, he's going to get a fight back in Texas at 154 pounds, which he has been saying that he's a natural 168 pounder. So what better weight class to go back home and fight at 154 pounds? But WCS needs to inform you all of something. All right. In the process of talking to my sources, right, I had to ask him something. I said, is Texas ready for Spence to come back and have this fight at 154 at AT&T Stadium? Have they came to a conclusion or had a rally to say, you know what? Plenty of fighters have lost in their careers. We still support you, Errol. Come home. Have they decided to take that route yet? Because from what I'm hearing, it was a lot of people that was, you know, pretty much about facing and didn't want anything to do with Errol Spence due to the fact that they had bet a lot of money on him. And not the fact that they really lost the money. It's just the way he looked while they was losing the money and Errol was losing rounds. You feel me? So when you put those two together, it's a lose-lose situation. 1 loss, 2 loss equals a loss. You know what I'm saying? That gets real funny at the end of the day. So I said to myself when I was talking to my sources, it was 3 of them. And we was all talking at the same time. And when the information broke that he was going to have a fight at 154, I said, God damn, that shit might be lit. You know, to have a homecoming like that. But I have to let y'all know, when he fights at AT&T Stadium at 154 pounds, it won't be against that Omaha monster. I'm just putting it out there. He's going to fight at 154 pounds at AT&T Stadium. But it's not going to be with that Omaha monster. for the better good and the sake of his sanity. If Crawford was to go over there to Texas, it'll pack the place out. Absolutely, it'll pack the place out. It'll pack the place out. But I did hear that Spence is going to have a solid opponent at 154 pounds in Texas. It won't be that Omaha Monster. It won't be that undisputed Hulk. It won't be the Hulk, man. But it will be against a quality opposition. A very solid fight. It's going to be a very solid opponent when he fights at AT&T Stadium. Real talk. But if you thought for 1 second that Crawford would change his mind and prove a point to fight in Texas at AT&T to appease, you know what I'm saying, Spence once again, I want to ask you, why do you think he needs to do that? Why do you think it's beneficial to him to fight this man in Texas? What benefit is it for Crawford? It's almost like he wins in front of a neutral setting. Both of these fighters are away from home, but yet now he earns his spot and you want him to go and make it more difficult on himself just to say, well, I know you're 2-time undisputed, but we still ain't convinced. You know, that's pretty much what you're saying. You pretty much ain't convinced that he can do it in this particular circumstance. One of those circumstances is they want Terrence Crawford to fight at 154. They don't believe the same outcome would be a result. You know what I'm saying? They believe it's going to be different if Spence is able to fight at a higher weight class. But let me pose this to you all. How is it that Crawford is supposed to be the older of the two, right? Crawford is currently 35 years old. I know there's been false information passed out there that he's 37, which is untrue, right? But I've been guilty of saying that about Luis Ortiz. I said he's about 83 and a half years old at a certain point in time. I've also been on record as being guilty about plagiarizing or fabricating Manny Pacquiao's age. You know what I'm saying? But in this instance, Crawford is 35 years old. So explain to me this, you all. How is Bud, who came in the sport prior to Spence, who was preparing himself to go to the 2012 Olympics, right? Crawford came in 08. And 4 years later, here comes Errol Spence. Errol Spence is 2 years younger than Crawford. But yet all I hear is Bud is trying to do this. He's trying to do that to Errol. Isn't Errol the younger fighter out of the two? Wasn't y'all talking about that Crawford is older and everything? So if he's older, wouldn't it be much more of a tough weight cut? Wouldn't it be more rigorous for Crawford to drop back down to 147? Even if it was out of spite, like y'all insinuating, wouldn't it be tougher for him to drop back down in weight to fight Spence? And he's the older fighter. He's 2 years old and about to be 36 this month. He's about to be 36 this month, man. So wouldn't that play a huge role? Spence, he doesn't turn 34. He doesn't turn 34 until January. You know what I mean? He doesn't turn 34 until January. So therefore, I'm saying to myself, hold on for a second. So check this out. Check this out. Errol Spence turns 34 in January. But yet all I hear is all the whining about him making weight at 147 pounds, right? But he's younger than Terrence, though. Bud Crawford has more fights than Terrence. I mean, Bud Crawford has more fights than Errol Spence, y'all. Errol Spence has 29 professional fights. Crawford has 40. He came in the sport before Errol Spence. Why is Spence having problems with weight? Why? You've been here 98.5% of your career. You have less fights than Bud Crawford. How are you having problems with weight? Is it the fact that you've been undisciplined for a long period of time and now the insides are not really giving you what you want out of them? I mean, is it your fault once again that you didn't take it serious? Because you're talking about a fighter who has 40 professional fights, but yet he's saying we want to fight at 147 and I'm willing to do anything it takes to get back down to that weight class. That's pretty much what's going on. I do anything it takes to get back down to that weight class. I know I can do it. Can you do it? Because if you look at the weights of the previous fight, July 29th, Bud came in just outside 146 pounds. You know what I'm saying? The weight that they leveled Spence at is 147 pounds. So how can a fighter that's much older, how can people sit up here and act like he's doing an injustice to Spence when Spence is younger than Bud? And he has less fights. How does that work again? How does that work? Somebody explain that to me. How does that work again? Bud obviously has more miles on his journey through the professional ranks than Spence. So why is it a complaint? You know what I'm saying? A furious, you have a line of individuals at the HR department busy complaining and whining, talking about weight classes. How is that? Bud is the older fighter. Why isn't he feeling ill? Why isn't he complaining? Why doesn't he just stick to what he said post-fight conference and say, you know what? Yeah, I had a tough time making this weight, and definitely, I promise you, the next fight is going to be at 154. I promise you. He didn't do that. But as I always say, I must take a break and say, I must give a shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. Let's get to the chat one more again. Let's get to the chat, man. Andrew Charles on deck, man. I see you. I see you in the building. Y'all help me understand that. How can Crawford, who's about to turn 36 years old, who's older than Spence, he has 40 professional fights to Spence 29 professional fights. How is this a topic of discussion as if Crawford's doing an injustice to Spence? He's not catering to him. Spence is younger. Why isn't he able to still make 147? He just did it. July 29th this year. Somebody explain that, please. I need some answers, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need some answers. Blunt said he was brushing the horse and it kicked his leg back. Spence tried to slip and kick. That ass whooping still taking a toll on him. Hey man, I told Spence a while ago. I shot him in the DM. I said, if you want to do some equine therapy, Spence, you might want to go and find the person that had Mr. Ed. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that's a little bit older, that talking horse. Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Ed. Okay, if you grew up around that time, I told Spence, see if they had any babies. You need a horse that's able to talk to you and have a conversation, nigga. For real. You need somebody that understands your pain. And Mr. Ed would have been able to do that. One on deck, what's good? I see you, bro. Bud with the mind games, talk about pressure. You know what I'm saying, man? SB90 on deck. How can you duck someone you already destroyed? Talk to him, SB90. Talk that hot grease, bro. That's all we got to deal with, hot grease. How can you duck someone you already destroyed? Okay? Destroyed. You know what I'm saying? He destroyed that man. Let's just remove the D and the E. Destroyed him. He look, he destroyed that nigga, man. He said it's a possibility. He didn't say, yeah, the rematch will happen at 154, different things. Absolutely 47, man. Talk that, man. Educate them fools, bro. Educate them, bro. That's all we trying to do over here. Facts in the MF and chat, dog. Facts in the MF and chat, for real. The only fight Spence is getting at 154 in Texas is the fight with his demons when he's out on the ranch trying to escape. It said demons. Nigga be feeding the chickens, having flashbacks at the jab. Damn, dog. Damn, that's just wrong, man. I told him, man. Find out the breeders of Mr. Ed and see if they had any of them horses that talk. Okay. And you need to go over there and spend your money. You just made some good money July 29th. Go buy you one Mr. Ed, and that motherfucker can talk to you when you're feeling down and out. Ain't nothing like a talking horse, man, on your ranch. You know what I'm saying? You can hop on his back and y'all can just go for a stroll, and both of y'all can have a dialogue. Don't say I ain't tell you again, that Spence. He was brushing the horse in the kick. I read that. Errol got back in the ranch and all his goats had jumped the fence and walking from Texas to Omaha. They at Omaha house, they followed the breadcrumbs of the Errol sexers who were made believers. See, the one thing I would say about that, at least them goats knew that they weren't trying to goddamn take them to slaughter. They was having fish over there. So that's why they felt comfortable going from Texas to Omaha, because they was eating fish in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? They was having fish fries over there. You know what I'm saying? That's what they was having. So the goat said, we good. We good. Come on. Man, I don't know about this. We good. They eating fish, bro. We're not fish. We're good. Is always right, Reggie Owens, right about the rematch not happening. The rematch is going to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know when. The rematch is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know if it's with the titles on the line. You know what I'm saying? Either way it goes, Reggie, we absolutely see the carnage playing out once again, just like you witnessed, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Just like you witnessed. You was made a believer once again there, Reggie Owens. And I'm a firm believer that this time when you cross over to Team Crawford again, you would implement a lot more morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? You would stand on your righteousness this time around. Don't go jumping ship just because a certain channel that was talking a lot about Crawford and get frustrated and perturbed, and you just want to, you know, say, okay, I'm gonna start supporting Errol Spence just so I can go against the grain for no reason. Stop doing stuff if it doesn't make sense for you, Reggie. Just don't do it. Just stay over here on the team and you'll be fine, man. We'll make sure we won't lead you astray. We'll keep you nice and grounded, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nice and grounded. Bud's a savage, absolutely, all day, every day, man. Bud added 4 more years to Spence after that severe beating. Cooked him in the hot grease. And see, the savage part about what Jessica said, and then Samuel come right after that, is that the man came to the ring with a net on his outfit. You know what I'm saying? That's after the post. Well, that's after the pre-fight where he said he was gonna, you know, pretty much use a rod and go fishing. And Spence was like, it's gonna take more than a fishing rod. Ain't no fishing rod gonna catch Moby Dick. Well, I beg to differ, because if you goddamn punching the shit out of Moby Dick, it's gonna slow his ass down. For real, it's gonna slow his ass down and just start saying, damn, I'm a little bit disorientated. And that's when he gonna say, oh shit, there goes some food right there. I'm hungry as shit. I'm hurting. That's when you're gonna get that hook in your mouth, nigga. And he gonna yank that motherfucker. And that's when you're gonna find yourself in the hot grease. That's exactly what we seen on July 29th. It ain't no change in the results, man. OG, I know you saying Errol is younger than Spence, but you forgot getting ejected from a high-end sports car adds 20 years to your life. Errol really 53. That's why we was so slow. Why he was so slow that night. See, Blunts, I can't carry forward, nor can I co-sign and say I concur with that. The reason being is It's already too many excuses out here, bro. So what I've been trying to do is just lay low and avoid speaking about the accident, because when I was doing it before the fight, they was telling me that it didn't matter because they was referring me to the Ugas fight. They was referring me to the Danny Garcia fight. They said that shit don't matter. You busy talking about the accident, they ain't gonna matter. He's still strong. You see what he did? He's strong, man. He's back. No broken bones. I'm a savage, man. That's what he said. No broken bones. I'm a savage, man. That's what he said. So I've been trying to steer clear of the car accident and just give Crawford full credit for having fought the real Spence, even though they're trying to say that it was a clone. He beat that boy up so bad that his fans felt the pressure. You know what I'm saying? His fans became delusional. And then you're talking about a car accident adding that many years. Hey, truth be told, you know what I'm saying? Truth be told, I'm not gonna say that you're wrong, because a car accident will, depending on how severe it was. But I can, it's outside my scope of qualifications. I can neither here nor there deem that you're spot on with that. It has taken something away, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We already had enough unqualified medical physicians saying that Spence was fighting in the ring with residual neurological damage. No, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't. Obviously, you don't know anything about the anatomy and biology. Well, if you're speaking to me, I do know. But at the time of me doing this live, I was pretty much keeping it positive away from the car accident. Because you have to look at it like this, Ronald. If they are believing that all this man have to do is move up 7 pounds and fight at 154, they don't believe the extensive damage that was done when he had that accident neither. So they believe all it takes is for him to move up to the next weight class and he would be just fine to go in there and defeat Terrence Crawford. They don't believe that accident. You got to look at it this way too, Ronald. This man went into the ninth round with Bud. He got off the canvas. I'm talking about accident and all. He sprung up off the canvas each and every time he was knocked down. Right or wrong. Did he not get up? This man got up from the canvas every single knockdown that Terrence Crawford executed. So he still has his coordination. He just didn't barely get up. He got up. Yes, he had some wobbly legs, but he got up. Seriously. He got up, bro. Bud whooped Arrow ass so bad I get confused. I was just talking about that nigga. That ass gave me brain damage just watching. Yeah, it does get you a little dizzy watching that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? But even gets me, what brings a smile to my face while I'm watching that too, while I'm getting dizzy, is knowing that it was a plethora of aerosexuals in attendance. Oh man, you're talking about an ear-to-ear grin. I just get so happy. Oh man, I just have to stand up and look up at the sky. I say, thank you, Father God, for allowing me to see this ass whooping play out the way it did. I appreciate you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Yes, sir. Samuel say free Bomac. Absolutely. Free Bomac, man. Steven says it's gonna be a long one. Yeah, free Bomac, man. Real talk. I know that has to be. Oh my God. I can't look. I'm not even gonna speak on what that has to be. When you're not in your comfort of your own home, in your city where you stay. Oh my God. I can't imagine, bro. I can't imagine, man. But free Bomac, man. Appreciate y'all continue to keep that alive. Hashtag free Bomac. Dan Tan in the building. I see you, Dan. What's good? Don't do it, Reggie. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, brother. Do not do it to yourself. Do not sit over here and use that N word so recklessly. I swear to God, don't do it. How dare you come over here talk about you neutral? Do you want me to comb through the catalog and bookmark some live streams that you was just on a mission to discredit everything Bud had going on? Don't you dare come over here again using that N-word like that, man. That's unfair to those who over here that's really, I'm talking about really on board with the team. Not the ones who's jumping the fence back and forth and all that. You was not neutral, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. I can be a fan of one fighter out of the two. Yes, I can. It's nothing that says I can't be a fan. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. And all these other cats that say they're not a fan of fighters, they're a fan of the sport, they lying. Because you would never go on a smear campaign and just come up with all this shit to say about one fighter over and over and over again if you're not a fan of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You absolutely a fan of Bud Crawford. I'm talking about those people who talk about him on a regular basis. You're a fan. Damn, Bud done gave my man Big Bumps about neurological issues from the beatdown. That shit was tough, man. That shit was tough. Anybody and everybody who watched that fight, you have to understand one thing. That fight set Bud Crawford up to be in one of the biggest fights of his life. This fight that we're talking about next, from him being in position, let's just say Errol Spence jumped. He popped the hatch and jumped out that motherfucker with no shoot. He said, nope, I don't want to go back down to 147. I got to go to 154. That's another telltale sign that finally shit is catching up to him from being out of pocket, as he called it. He loved being out of pocket. So being that he was, used to being out of pocket, he felt comfortable. Nobody can tell him different. Now, once again, the time that he needs his body to basically be there for him, his body is saying, my mind's telling me, yeah, but my body's telling me no. Shout out to Kales. His mind is telling him, yeah, he want to go back and fight at 147, but his body is telling me, no, nigga, take yourself up to 154. Real talk. He needs his body right now. It's there, but it's not going to be able to make 147 unless he really change levels and dig deep and say, okay, we got to start on this right now. We got to make this shit pop right now. But the incredible part about what he did July 29th, right? Look, this is something we may be able to bear witness to, y'all. Hold on. Check this out now. The beautiful aspect about Terrence Crawford becoming two-time undisputed, it has now set him up for an opportunity to be in the biggest fight of boxing. People will continue to talk about numbers. I swear to God. Listen, people will hate so much on Bud that they always want to talk about butts in the seats, right? So when we seen this fight go down and the numbers came back, people was shitting on it because it didn't do more than Gervonta and Ryan Garcia. And we all know that Gervonta has been doing incredible numbers outside of Errol Spence. No one never said that Terrence Crawford was a pay-per-view star. They always said that, hey, man, he ain't doing this. But no, he sold out places, man. He was putting butts in the seats. It may not have been at the venues that you would like for him to fight at because you really weren't trying to see him do well, but he was putting butts in the seats. But now, check it out. Now he's in a position as a shot caller with the belts. He's always been calling the shots, but this shot is different. Now he has the opportunity to challenge himself on the highest possible scale ever. If you're talking about someone moving up 3 weight classes and fighting potentially the man that used to be number 1 pound for pound, Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about him having the opportunity to be a part of a challenge unheard of for somebody to move up in weight, dominate from 35-40 to 47, then skip. I'm talking about skipping like you just won the lottery skipping. You skip over 154 because it's too much whining and complaining over there you know what I'm saying, from that guy. Then you skip over 60. It ain't nothing going over in there. You can just, drop down in there and you can hear your echo. Hello, 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 hello. Then you skip over 60, you land in 68. Now, this is where the temperature gets a little different, because now Crawford has the opportunity to be a part of history and once again come in as the underdog. See, we all know that Crawford performs well when he's deemed the underdog. And the fact that he has the potential to possibly go in there and fight Canelo Alvarez, who's been up to high as 175, is just incredible, y'all. This is incredible to think about, because a lot of people, a lot of naysayers and critics, they're still out here tearing up every time they go on YouTube and they see that video come across. Crawford versus Spence, full fight. Crawford versus Spence, full fight. Whenever they see that shit pop up, guess what? It becomes extremely painful. So just imagine this fight actually taking place at 168 between Canelo and Terrence Bud Crawford. Crawford has all this momentum from 147, right? He has all this momentum that's carrying him up 3 weight divisions. And then he has the energy from the naysayers who is going to say, okay, I'm going to support Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because I don't like Crawford. So Crawford has his critics that's going to help sell the fight too by talking shit about him, because they love Canelo. You know what I'm saying? They love Canelo. And then you're going to have the Canelo supporters who's going to support him heavy as always. He's going to have the Mexican fan base. And we already know the whole encapsulation of that, how big that will be. But I think right here, right now, it's going to be more, in my opinion, I believe it's going to be more fight fans, to include more of a higher percentage of black fight fans, who's going to support Terrence Crawford going in there against Canelo Alvarez. Because for one, he has proven once again that he's that guy. He's him. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford has proven that he's him. He deserves to be in this position. Canelo Alvarez has proven that he's him. Both of these guys has it. They have the it factor right now to clash in the ring and be a part of history and one of the biggest fights ever in the sport of boxing. I'm going to put it out there. September 18th, Crawford is in the prime position to go up there and fight Canelo 3 weight classes higher as an undisputed 2-time, and go and fight Canelo Alvarez and prove to the people that once again, don't doubt me, son. Don't doubt me, son. Don't doubt me, son. I mean, could you imagine how many polls going to go up? Can you imagine how many debates are going to be? Canelo, Crawford, Crawford, Canelo, Canelo, Crawford, Crawford, Canelo. Do you know how that debate is going to be? Man, there's no way. If you're going in there saying there's no way that Crawford beats Canelo, then once again, you're placing Crawford in a position that he's used to be in. He's used to you taking him for granted and saying he's the underdog, and pretty much not even giving him a chance at taking some of these fights that you think he's too small. Just like they did with Jeff Horn. It was like, Jeff Horn's going to rough this guy up. He's a tough Aussie. He just came off a Manny Pacquiao win. Oh my God, he don't have a chance. And he stops him. Oh my God, stop it, bro. He stops Jeff Horn, bro. He stops him. And everybody else that was in the welterweight division. He stops him. No one has been able to stop Canelo, though. Could you think? Could you understand how that would be? You know what I'm saying? Now it would become very, very interesting to see the Eddie Reynoso and Brian Bomac McIntyre. Oh, wait. You want to talk about boxing IQ? Now I cannot sit up here and use the same scenario I used with Spence, because I told you all, I don't see Diddy James out coaching Bomac, and I don't see Errol Spence out thinking Terrence Crawford. But I can't say that if you're talking about Bud, Crawford, and Canelo, because equally they have an extreme, I'm talking about a high level boxing IQ, both of these guys. So I can't sit up here and say, well, it's going to be 80-20. People going to say what they want to say because they seen Canelo in there with who they seen him in there with. But you have to understand, Canelo does not stop all his opponents. Canelo himself can be touched. Bivol proved that he can be outboxed. Now it's going to be a lot of people going in there that hate Crawford. They're going to be paying for the fight, supporting it, just so they can say, oh man, I saw him lose. Then you're going to have the people that's believing that Crawford can go in there and beat Canelo. Come on, man. It's a lot of people believe that Crawford can go in there and get a win over Canelo. It's a lot of people that believe that. Outside of this chat, inside of this chat, it's a lot of people that believe that he can go up there and beat Canelo. Now, somebody attempted to make the comparison, right? About Gervonta Davis calling out. Check this out, because I'll be up here listening to this shit. They want to make the comparison of Gervonta Davis calling out Terrence Crawford. And Terrence said, you know what? He better catch me at 147 because once I go up, I'm not coming back down, right? So they said that if I beat him being Gervonta Davis coming up from, 30, 35, 40 to 47, they're going to say he's too small. All right, he did say that. He did. No doubt about it. Okay? He said they're going to say it's too small, right? But what did Terrence Crawford say about Errol Spence? What did Terrence Crawford say about Errol Spence? Because if you're going to use that analogy to justify Canelo Alvarez saying that Terrence Crawford, he's not going to get him any credit for him because he's too small, then you need to listen to what Terrence Crawford said when he met up with Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford has always said, like, oh, if I beat him, they're going to say he was this and he was that. You know what I'm saying? But then he go in there and make these guys look like they nobody. And then they say, oh, man, that was too easy. They weren't shit to begin with. No. Canelo could not use that phrase or use that excuse to say, I'm not going to get any credit. Because truth be told, you have a lot of miles on you. You've been fighting since you was 15 years old, right? You have a lot of miles on you. But yet you just mentioned that you feel good that you can fight for a long time. So why would you be looking for credit and you already gave up 2 losses? You have an Alvin Yildirim for credit. You have a Rocky Fielding for credit, a Billy Joe Saunders for credit, a Joe Ryder for credit. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of names on there that people won't even think about announcing first when they talk about Canelo Alvarez. They're not going to do it. They're not going to give you credit for that. Even though you defeat them, they're not going to bring them up and say, oh, man, did you see that fight? Yeah, the one that he had with so-and-so. Yeah. Oh, man, that was a great fight. They're not going to do that. They're not going to talk about the fight you had with Callum Smith. Dude, tall, and just went into the high guard and it froze up. Looked like a sugarcane tree up there and shit. A bamboo tree up that motherfucker. Just up there standing. Looked like a giraffe's neck. Niggas just tall, just waving around and shit. Like, come on, bro. How can you be that tall and don't fight? Bud with the concessions. Look, I really wish Bud would give Errol Spence at least one concession. Seriously. For real. I really wish Bud would give Errol just one concession. For real. And that concession is if he give this concession to Errol Spence. If he goes in here and beats you fair and square, can you please go on live and tell your snotty ass freaking fans to stop making up excuses. That's my concession to you. I'm offering you an out to say, please go in here online and speak to your fans for once. I've been meaning to tell you this for quite some time. You don't never address them at all. Go out there and talk to your fans and let them know that, hey, he gave me the rematch. I lost again. And I'm telling you straight up, shut the fuck up. That's the concession, the only concession that he needs to give Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the only concession that he needs, because everything that Crawford had to go through up to this point to get where he needed to be for this fight, to align himself with history, to become one of the greatest to do it. And now he's working on being greatest. Now we got 2-time undisputed. Let's talk about the biggest fight in boxing history. People keep on looking like a black and Mexican. Man, those fights sell. Gervonta and Ryan Garcia just sold. Imagine what Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford is going to sell. Ryan Garcia went in there and he was 20-0, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If Ryan Garcia had no belts, went in there with Gervonta Davis, and both Canelo and Gervonta Davis has been on pay-per-view and complimented on their pay-per-view numbers, right? Imagine what Crawford is going to do with Canelo Alvarez. Imagine what Crawford's going to do, bro. Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is the biggest, the grandest, the most competitive fight in boxing. Not Mel Charlo, because Mel hasn't accomplished what Crawford has accomplished. And I know there's a lot of people that's giving him a percentage to do what he want to do. I get it, bro. You know, a lot of people saying that he's going to go in there and it's potential for him to some people think he's going to knock out Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Crack is a hell of a drug. Shout out to the addicts out there that continue to come online and goddamn talk their shit, knowing they high as fuck and they should back away from the damn keyboard. But crack is a hell of a drug. You know, I'm just looking at it like Mel Charlo has an opportunity, bro. But once again, I stand on it. The mindset of Terrence Crawford and the mindset of Mel Charlo is different. It's totally different. Here we go. We have Crawford calling out Mel Charlo, but we have Mel Charlo in retreat. You know, he really doesn't want the smoke with Crawford. So people sit up here and say the dumbest shit, talking about he ducking Spence when he's trying to fight Jermell Charlo, who's about to face Canelo. But really, Crawford is looking at the bigger picture, and he said, oh, okay, well, we really hope that Errol Spence turns down the fight at 147 because we're trying to do greater things, say Steven Nelson. So if that's the case of them trying to do greater things, that means he's just stepping over the 154-pound division. He's not going to go through all that freaking drama with Mel Charlo and trying to make negotiations tough as hell, as if this what he needs to do just to fight for his belts. No, he's gonna goddamn try to pitch that to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has plenty of time. Look, Canelo has nothing but time to say, okay, I will fight Crawford. Canelo's just talking shit right now, bro. He's not going to duck. Seriously, if this shit is available, now imagine what's going on behind the scenes, y'all. Check this out. Let's just say Terrence Crawford is ducked by Errol Spence at 47. Then it becomes very interesting because Terrence Crawford supposed to have like a two fight deal with Showtime, and both of those fights was to include Errol Spence Jr. Let's just say they can make something happen with Canelo Alvarez, because that is where the cash cow is being milked. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez. So I'm pretty sure if Spence is out of the picture, they can try to make some shit happen now with Crawford and Canelo. Now, the other factor is they will tell Spence, say, hey, I want you to go in here and take this fight, because then that'll give us a little bit more time to see what happened in the rematch, because he's pretty much adamant about going in there fighting Canelo Alvarez. So we want to try to put some obstacles up there, sabotage that shit, and kind of slow him down a little bit, because he has an extreme amount of momentum. But it really don't affect, TGB over there, PBC, when it comes to Canelo, because Canelo is not signed, so-called, with Al Heyman and them. Him going out there losing those titles would just be, a win-win for Crawford. If he's able to go in there and defeat Canelo. But I'm pretty sure they can have 2 fights. I'm pretty sure Terrence Crawford and Canelo can have 2 fights. If Terrence Crawford moves up 3 weight divisions and defeat Canelo, or come to a draw, I'm pretty sure people are going to want to see that fight again. So that we have an opportunity of a rivalry, another rivalry building, right? Another rivalry building with Canelo Alvarez. The first rivalry was Canelo and freaking Triple G. Now, if by chance, if Crawford can go to a draw or defeat Canelo by any means necessary, then potentially we may can see a rematch. I know Jermell Charlo is on record as saying that he's going to have a rematch after he beat Canelo, but truth be told, it's not too many people are really just anchored and just hunkered down to say, yeah, I know Jermell Charlo is going to beat Canelo. I know it. They're not willing to make that commitment. His mindset just haven't been there. I'm not saying it can't be done with Mel. I'm not saying they can't, even though I've been on record as saying it won't. You know what I'm saying? It can't and it won't. It's kind of different. There's a little separation in between the shit. Timing just is off just a little bit, but I've been on record saying it won't. I don't want to say it can't, but I just listened to everything he said when Terrence Crawford was calling him out. The man was calling you out over and over again. All you wanted to do is this put up the detractors, excuses over and over again. And then I looked at it this way too, right? You said just leave you alone. What kind of shit is that? Like, you are undisputed champion, bro. You're supposed to be accepting all challenges. Do you know when you lose to Canelo, Crawford is not going to try to fight you for those 3 belts, man? It's pointless. If Tim Tszyu has the WBO title, he's not going to come up there and put himself in a position just to fight you and then go through the drama of negotiation. And you up here saying, oh, yeah, what you did at 54, you ain't did shit. You just in the same position you was at damn 47. No, they're really trying to get the pot of gold, bro. They're really trying to go to the top. I'm talking about when you're on the top and then you level up a couple of more tiers, 3 tiers at that, 54, 60, 68. You go up 3 more tiers, changing the elevation once again to fight the man, the myth, the legend himself, Canelo Alvarez. This could be a game changer for the sport of boxing. It can be incredibly entertaining. And I think, for Bud, you know what I'm saying? He's already enshrined as one of the best of this era, period. But for him to go up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo, bro, it's gonna be something that's on a whole nother stratosphere at the end of the day. We're talking about immortal type enshrinement, bro. We're talking about one of the greatest ever. One of the greatest ever, period. Do not use the N-word, bro. Choose a side. Are you a fan of Bud? He turned unbelievers into believers. I know, man. Don't come over here using that N-word, dog. You in no way, shape, or form neutral, dog. Somebody told me Burn the Boxer, be fixing cars. I wonder if he can fix the dent in the side of Spence's head. Goddamn, Blunts is just goddamn on all cylinders, man. God damn, that is just disrespectful, bro. And see, I forgot about this alleged debt. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, I just didn't want to go down that road again with the Deontay Wilder situation. Now Errol Spence, because for black content creators, it looks bad when you keep on talking about black fighters getting dents in their head. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're trying to say genetically black fighters only get dents in their head in tough fights. Man, come on, bro. What the fuck are you saying? His body is saying 47, but Diddy James is whispering in his ear saying 54. Oh, man. Diddy like, hey, man, let's go up to 54, dog. Let's go 54, man. You know you only got two hours. That's it. Gervonta has never cracked 400,000 with Ryan Garcia. I mean, per the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Saying that was all up, this, that. I really don't get into the numbers because I always consider them to be inaccurate. You feel me? So that's where I'm at with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? These numbers be exaggerated, man. Salute WCS. Keep bringing that fire content. I appreciate you, man. Bro, looking forward to seeing someone put a muzzle on Marty, the fake manager. That's not my fight, bro. That's not my fight. That's something when it comes down to this YTC protocol. It is some type of damn code. I'm like, sometimes I include myself in shit that doesn't really involve other people. It just involves the person itself. And then, you know, in that particular case, that ain't me, man. If he going at who he's going at, that's them, man. But believe me, I'm tuned in, shouty. Every fighter needs a dance partner. I agree. And I believe Bud Crawford is peaking, and it seems like God is on his side. Real talk. It just seems like God is on his side, man. He's peaking at the right time when it comes to his notoriety. You know, what he didn't get in the beginning and in the middle, he's definitely getting at the end. You know what I'm saying? So being that he just had that big fight where he crushed, you know what I'm saying, his opponent, and had him removed from standing so close to him on the pound for pound list. Now he's absolutely in a position. I think it's great. Listen to me, people. This shit is great gamesmanship by Bud by taking the fight at 147, because basically on the honor system, he's doing nothing wrong. This man is doing nothing wrong. On the honor system, he's the champion at 147. Why is it so difficult for people to get that through their skull? You know what I'm saying? Crack the walnut so some air can leak in that motherfucker. He is the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. Why do you want him to go up to a higher division when he is actively the undisputed champion at 147 pounds? You all have to stop being so selfish, man. You all are talking about a human being that you all talked extremely bad about. You know what I'm saying? You had no problem with spreading malicious information, defaming the man's name, but yet you're trying to hold him and say, oh, you know what? We didn't consider shit before. But if you're going to say something in the post-fight, at least be a righteous man. You say you believe in God. Be a righteous man and stick to your word. God will bless you tenfold moving. Now get the fuck out of here, bro. No. Man, y'all talk so much shit about the man, and now you seeing all this shit play out. He got the win on you, right? He's addressed y'all in Twitter. He addressed y'all. Now, him saying what he's saying about 154 post fight. Now he's saying, I want to fight at 147. Take it or leave it. It's no in between, bro. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. 147. Crash or burn. Either one. I don't care. I already beat you one time at that weight. You gonna take the fight or not? If Errol Spence don't take the fight, then everybody's gonna be talking about what? Boots. Boots is next up. But when it comes to a big fight like Canelo Alvarez, Canelo will be free for the first semester of 2024. He fights Jermell Charlo this month. You have October, November, December. I seriously doubt we'll get this fight at the end of the year between Crawford and Canelo. I doubt it. But it would be damn good if we did now. You know what I'm saying? It'll be damn good. Or, you know how Canelo is. Canelo is definitely gonna, pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? When he wants to fight, whether it's gonna be this year or next year, it'd be good to get it at the end of this year. Wow. This should be unbelievable. Get a fight of this magnitude at the end of the year. And they're gonna have to try to maximize their profits off this, right? I just think it might be better than Canelo, coming out of a fight camp September, take some time off and get back in the fight camp. I think it'll be better just to have this shit for the first quarter of 2024, so we can have something to look for, bro. That's it. I wonder if Mike Tyson ate shrooms before he watched Spence versus Crawford. I know it was damn good that he was on shrooms when Spence was up there trying to check him on him saying that Terrence is gonna beat him and this, that, and the other. He better be glad Mike Tyson was on shrooms then. He better be glad Mike was laughing at his ass, but inside Mike was goddamn landing them hammers on him. He knew he'd knock Spence out in one freaking blow. Mike Tyson didn't want that blood on his hands, bro. He was set to go to the fight. He didn't want to walk up in Vegas and be like, man, Mike, that was fucked up, dog. You know he had a fight. Damn, dude, you hit that man. You just sucker punched him like that. And we heard him, man. We heard him snoring on the mic. Detroit, D-Town. What's good, man? Shout out to the Detroit boxing fans, man, on deck. Sanchez said, shout out to Sanchez in the building. Canelo said he won't fight Crawford. It don't matter what he said. It don't matter what he said. What about Crawford saying he can outreach? He won't have no problem outreaching 154 pounds. It's a lot of people said a lot of things. So all of a sudden, boxers don't lie. Boxers don't sit up here and say things. Humans don't say, certain things and then retract or recant. It happens all the time, bro. Y'all just don't want Canelo to fight Crawford. You'd rather Canelo just continue to fight whoever. You know what I'm saying? But now, Crawford has the momentum behind him. You all are a bit apprehensive of him getting the opportunity to face Canelo. Imagine the hallucinations doing an ass whooping like that. It probably looked like Michael Myers beating the shit out of Ronald McDonald. No, I can't say Ronald McDonald, man. I can't say Ronald McDonald. Why? Because most of the time I seen him, his makeup was always done pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It looked like a scary motherfucker, but Ronald McDonald, I really never seen his makeup blend in with that strawberry sweat that I seen seeping out the pores of EJ. If Bud goes up and beat Canelo, it's time to retire and ride off into the sunset. Hey, I don't think so. I don't think so, Carlos, because look, they're gonna run a rematch, right? And check this out, Carlos. No one that Canelo has ever lost to, he's been able to rematch. He hadn't been able to rematch Bivol at the time. He's definitely never going to be able to rematch Floyd Mayweather. All right. So just imagine if Canelo loses to Bud Crawford, he's able to rematch. And once again, this is two big fights, y'all. You can you imagine how much money is going to be grossed if Bud Crawford beats Canelo? And then they have a rematch. Can you understand? Can you fathom how much money that's gonna make? Two fights? Jeez, god damn. Two fights? Can you imagine the press tour? If you think Bud Crawford's press tour was crazy, After that Errol Spence win, imagine what this cat is going to be doing with Canelo's belts. 3-time undisputed, man. Come on, bro. Next, they're gonna be out there swimming with a school of orca whales, bro. Man, come on, it's just gonna be insane, man. Seriously, the goddamn film crew gonna be there, and really, Crawford and his team is gonna be holding on to the fin of some orca killer whales, man, swimming through the motherfucking ocean, dog. For real, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be so much fish, man. God damn. If Bud goes up and beats Canelo, Canelo said if Crawford wants to come to 68 and the money's right, he'd consider the fight. Hey, Blunts, you're right. And that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying, Blunts? He will consider the fight. The money is going to be extremely right for Canelo. If there's any dance partner that the money is going to be right for, that's Canelo. And guess what? The money's going to be right for Crawford too. The money's going to be right for him too. So that's a great point, Blunts. Great points, man. Great point. And shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. Facts in the chat. I'm loving every bit of the show. Keep giving them the business. Could have said it better. Appreciate you. Shout out to Tommy Wayne on deck in the building, man. After the second fight, Spence is going to have to name his next child after Crawford for all the disrespect. After he cooks him in the hot grease. Man, I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This man, you know, naming a seed after the man who changed his career. You know what I'm saying? That would be something to behold right there. Only if he's gonna love that kid unconditional. Then I say, yeah, do it. If you're gonna send him to the orphanage, you know, once you retire, no, don't do it. If Crawford knocks Canelo out, Spence fan will say Crawford is definitely a cheater and Canelo was at 168 too long and had too many fights. Now they can't say that with Canelo. They can't say that with Canelo, but you know what? It's a high possibility that they can say that, bro. But I don't think they're gonna say that about Canelo. But when you're talking about the snotty boys, it's a high possibility, Blunts. A high possibility you might be right. It's a high possibility. You know what I'm saying? It's a high possibility they will stoop that freaking low to say, oh man, you know, Canelo, when he took that punishment from Bivol, man, he was never the same, man. He was never the same. Took that punishment from Bivol, man. Bivol beat that guy up, man. Beat him up something bad. You know, they're gonna start bringing up the Bivol fight. Canelo was taking too many risks in his career, dog. He was taking too many risks. Man, it's gonna be too many excuses, bro. But I think you're on to something, Blunts. You might be on to something. And look, when we're talking about cheating, okay, we have to call it for what it is. When a man continue to go in there and put on display high-level elite skills, when is a negative test gonna come? When is a negative test gonna pop up so these cats can stop trying to create bullshit ass narratives? You know, if the man going in there and he's getting it done and he's at a higher weight class, maybe he's been in his grown man strength for quite some time. Maybe his body is rewarding him for taking care of it for this long period of time. And now at the opportune moment, he needs his body to respond the best way it know how. It's giving him what he want. The body say, okay, you moving up 3 weight divisions. We locking in. Let's go. I'm here. We good. I'm right here, bro. I ain't going nowhere. We good. Let's lock in. Let's go. Maybe his body is there saying, hey, step for step. You know what I'm saying? Punch for punch. We good. I don't think Errol Spence's body is saying that. I don't know what Canelo's body is saying, because Canelo, he's a tough fighter, man. He's an elite fighter. He always go up here and take these risks, and he perform. So it's going to be a challenge both ways, man, for Crawford and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And also, I would be remiss to say if it's not going to be more of a challenge for Crawford, because, of course, he's moving up 3 divisions, right? He's packing on weight. We seen him pack on weight this time, and that's why people up here, he packed on weight, and they was trying to say he was going to be slow and lethargic, and Errol Spence may potentially knock him out, but that didn't happen. It was the other way around. Now they switch it up and say, "Oh, he's juicing." Hey, man, if y'all don't like snack, y'all should really try your damnedest to get in contact with Victor Conte. If you are not trying to try your damnness to get in contact with Victor Conte and tell him that y'all believe that Crawford is juicing based off his snacks and his supplements, well, then once again, I would say censor yourself. You know what I'm saying? And in the slang terms, it's more like shut the F up about it, because you're not acknowledging the fact that Crawford has been able to level up. Every time that he's fought a person that didn't think he was supposed to get, he's leveled up. Okay. So that's even the case with his conclusion in the welterweight division. Leveled up against Kale, Porter, Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? He did what he's supposed to do against Avanesian. He did what he's supposed to do against Kell Brook, Sean Porter. Then he went in there and did what he's supposed to do with Errol Spence. He leveled up. It's just unfortunately his opposition doesn't seem like they were supposed. His opposition seemed like they wasn't on the level of a Terrence Crawford. People have been saying, I want to see someone equal to greater level of Terrence Crawford. I want to see how he performs. And Errol Spence was supposed to be the autonomy, the one man show, the wrecking machine, the Terminator. He was supposed to go in there and get this shit done. And he looked mediocre, marginal, subpar, feeble. This dude looked fragmented from the ankles up, bro. It almost like his brain was just like in pieces, man. Like he couldn't form a plan to counter what was going on with Terrence Crawford. And that was bad, bro. That was bad. Real talk. Yes, hit the like button. I appreciate it, man. Hit the like button. I agree. Please hit the like button so that the Earl fan can catch this video. Yeah, please. Pretty please. You know what I'm saying? The strays need to catch this, man. You know what I'm saying? They need to. This too small stuff is tired. They need to run and something else respect the man. Bud is that guy. They need to, NYT. You know what I'm saying? Talk to him, man. Put their fingers in the hot grease and say, hey, that's the last time. It's going to be the whole hand next time. Stop fucking around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to babysit. For real, man. They need to goddamn give respect where respect is due, man, and stop playing. Is Ron still with Diddy James? I don't know. The last time I seen Ron, he was over there TNT, and he was getting that Floyd Mayweather tutelage. I don't know how that's working. You know, Ron, he's all about throwing away money. So when he walked up to the furniture store, he probably put some shit on layaway. I ain't gonna lie, man. He probably put them training sessions on layaway. He gonna come back and pay on it a little bit later. But when he walked up in TMT, they want their money up front. So Floyd said, you know, did everything clear? Okay, cool. What you want me to teach you there, Ron? Floyd gave that man the goddamn, hey, everything clear? Everything good? All right, cool. Everything. All right, cool. What you want to work on, man? Hey, Ron trying to go over there and stop becoming a flat-footed fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you are going to be flat-footed, you need to know how to be slick with it. And that is the perfect boxer for that to happen. Work on your defense. Stop overcommitting with the lead left. Stop overcommitting, bro. Tyrese says, stop it. W says, you're a hater. You're making too much sense. Bud gave his word no matter what the contract says. I know. Look, they want it to be that easy there, Tyrese. You know what I'm saying? They want the whole Bud. What a travesty. What a travesty of brain cells, bro. What a travesty, man. You talk so much shit about this man. And now you want him to own up to something he just said where the adrenaline was still high. He's in the moment of making history, 2-time undisputed, and you say, "Hey man, that's what you said, man. Man, come on, give him a shot, man, in 154, man. 154, just give him a shot at 154, man. Please, man. Come on, man. I never seen a bunch of whiny crybabies. Y'all was talking so reckless, man. Do y'all remember? Y'all was talking so reckless about this man. Y'all was talking so reckless, bro. So freaking reckless about this dude. And you want to hold him accountable? No, let's moonwalk a little bit, man. Let's moonwalk just a little bit backwards, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, right? There were multiple channels. There are multiple channels, right? Who was a part of this smear campaign. I don't remember hearing these channels after Crawford picked up the victory July 29th. Did you hear them apologize? Please, somebody help me. Help myself and the listeners. Did you hear them apologize yet? So what you're telling me was you can run a smear campaign on this man for months upon months upon months upon months, right? All day long. Bud ain't doing this. He ain't do that. He's stupid. He dumb. He ain't smart. He negotiating a bad face. He's moving funny. He can't sell tickets. He can't put butts in the seats. He's just a poor fighter. He's not an attraction. He's this. He's that. He ain't beat nobody. Resume sucks. Undeveloped. Man, you heard the windshield wipers going back and forth. They was just shitting on this man, bro. They was just goddamn shitting on him all the time. And now they want to talk about what he said about 154. Man, come on, stop it. I haven't heard nobody apologize to this man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard Dickhead. I haven't heard him freaking apologize at all. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard him apologize one time. I haven't heard it, bro. I haven't heard the apology. But yet they want Crawford to say, well, you gave your word and now you're backing out. If you think for 1 second that Crawford is ducking Spence and think that he don't want to fight him at 54 because he feels that it'll be a dangerous fight, you are stupid. You are insanely stupid. Debbie says, I would keep it 100. If Bud doesn't get the winner of Canelo, Charlo, he will retire. It's still one more fight though, bro. Let's just say Spence. Don't take the fight at 47. And Bud vacate the titles. I don't know. It's still a fight with him and Boots. Even though Boots is not going to give him a high payday. You know what I'm saying? I can't see Crawford fighting Boots and getting paid more than what he got for Spence. I don't see it. You know, people are not going to wish upon a star, you know what I'm saying, with the bed nods and all that Boots is going to go ahead and get it done. Man, that's going to be a tough fight for Boots, man. But, people get to see him, finally go in there and fight Crawford. It'll be a tough fight for Boots, man. People know it'll be a tough fight for Boots. They know that, bro. They know this, man. They just want to throw his name up there and give him a shot. I want him to get a shot at the title. I don't mind seeing Crawford fight Boots. But when it comes to the business, you can't say all of a sudden it makes business sense because he's the mandatory. Now we want to play the role and ask how much did Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos make? Because Teofimo Lopez made the decision to fight Cambozo, and he was coming off 2 split decision wins. Nobody was talking about, oh, Kambosos, he's not putting butts in the seats. Well, I don't want to see that fight. No, they wanted to see the fight because they wanted to see Teofimo Lopez lose. So the same thing with Boots. He's in the same position as Camboso. Seriously. Teofimo Lopez was undisputed, and he had to fight his IBF mandatory. Crawford is undisputed. So guess what? Boots is next in line for the mandatory. I wouldn't mind seeing that. If nothing else is left and he's exhausted, he can't get Arrow at 47. He has to make decisions that's good for business, right? And I'm pretty sure he's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if he can't get the winner of Canelo, and then let's just say Jermell Charlo win. All I see coming from Jermell Charlo is friction. I don't see him coming down because he got this he has this hatred for Crawford. He want him to just leave him alone. That don't seem like a guy who want to fight. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to try to make it so difficult and say, oh, you only taking 20%. Bro, he's accomplished more than you in the sport. You come off an L with Canelo, you don't have a leg to stand on. You come off a win with Canelo, it really doesn't matter to Crawford. You know why? Because you already said you're going to fight Canelo in a rematch. So you're trying to get 2 bags from the same guy, even though your brother's supposed to be next in line. That's the fight we all want to see. We want to see 2 Charlos fight each other. Truth be told, now that y'all split up, that'll be a damn good fight. I'm not lying. That'll be a damn good fight, bro. 2 Charlo twins in there fighting each other. That'll be their highest payday. That'll be their highest payday, bro. I really hope Charlo loses, because if he wins, he will find an excuse not. Yeah, he ain't gonna fight Terrence if he wins. He already said he's gonna fight Canelo in a rematch, and I don't blame him. Seriously, I don't blame him, man. One thing I don't sit up here and try to deter is when people getting paid. If he beat Canelo, he should very well fight that man in a rematch and get the money. Why not? I would tell Crawford to do it. Crawford, you beat Canelo, fight him in a rematch, bro. Because you're going to come up out that joint possibly close to 70 or 80 million. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how y'all draft up the contract. It all depends on, you know what I'm saying, how the promotion. I'm looking at it like this. That's going to be a crazy promotion. He's going to come off beating Jermell Charlo. Now he has a second opportunity to fight another undisputed title holder for Canelo. Man, come on. He continue to enshrine himself as one of the greatest of this era. Crawford, he fights Canelo. He will continue to enshrine himself as one of the greatest of this era. Man, it's a hell of a motherfucking fight. It's the biggest fight in boxing, bro. It's the biggest fight in boxing. Exactly. Canelo will hesitate to fight Crawford. I hope that fight definitely happens. How can you say you are busy? You're supposed to be a prize fighter. Charlo is a bum. Damn. Hey, man, y'all hot with it. Y'all hot for real. You got people up here that's hot. They ain't playing around. Shout out MD on deck. MD Mills in the building, man. Charlo doesn't want to fight Bud. I know, man, but, you know, hey, man. You know, his brother say he wishing the best, man. His brother say he wishing the best, bro. Pittsburgh just ran one to the house. Black people only get dents in their head. White folks only get sunburn. I guess we even now. Man, you wrong for that, man. How does a dent have to do with sunburn? Don't you know black people can get sun damage too? It might take a little bit longer, but goddamn it, we can get sun damage too now. I've suffered sunburn when I first touched down in Iraq. That motherfucker burnt the shit out of me. I was up there looking like Bernie Mac. They had made up conspiracy theories for Wilder and Spence. It's their playback when their favorite fighter gets whooped by someone they don't like. Yeah, man, they ran that on both fighters, man, and then they just happen to be black. We need to stop that, man. We need to stop that. Yes, it would be extraordinary, man. It would be incredible. It would be historic, man. He had a dent in his head caused by loaded gloves used by the juiced up Bud. Crawford on the weight drain, neurologically damaged clone of Errol Spence. I'm serious, man. What if they didn't do this, MD? What if they, you know, They kind of fell asleep while they was finishing up the skull, and their forehead was leaning on the clone forehead, and they really wasn't able to fix it in time. So they just go ahead and put the skin overlay on there and tried their best to get a plunger and pull the dent out, but it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because the bone was hardening. I mean, maybe that was the case, man. Them scientists, they get tired too, bro. They can fall asleep on the job too now. Somebody might have fell asleep and leaned up against the head while the goddamn skull's supposed to be drying out. There's a lot of things I can come up with. That was the first thing to come to mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? They might have fucked up. They might have been tired, exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Because the clone kept wanting to get up and go to happy hour. They said, where's clone number 4? Oh, I seen it out in the parking lot. It was getting in the car to drive, down to Susie Q. You know what I'm saying? They having happy hour down there. God damn it. I told him not to go out here. He's going to blow it. He's going to blow it. A live blood clot. Big Blunt, she going ham. Yeah, Blunt's been on one tonight, for real. I don't know who pissed him off, but he has been on one, swinging, winging, dinging. W says what we are not going to do is allow these aerosexuals to tell Bud what to do. God damn it. He's the boss, the undefeated, undisputed champion. It's his call on EJ's future. Clap it up, clap it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're not going to allow that to happen. That's conduct unbecoming. That won't be tolerated over here. That's conduct unbecoming. How dare you think you're going to come over here and try to dictate what that man and what route he's going to take? It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. No, it's not happening. You can't sit up here and say all of a sudden it deals with the honor system. When you was growing up as a kid, when you told the truth all the time. No, we don't want to hear none of that shit. We want to hear, first and foremost, we want to hear the entire cult, the black extremists, apologize. Real talk. I want you all to make a video together, okay, in the same location, together in one room. I want you all to apologize one by one when you're in the same room and when you're in the room at the same time together. I want you all to apologize. That's what I want. Apologize to goddamn Crawford for talking all that shit about him. And then when he actually showed you all he's the better fighter, apologize for not giving him his full credit. Instead, you chose to say, Errol Spence, the clone, was freaking weight drain. You know what I'm saying? He had residual neurological damage. He wasn't ready for this fight. You've seen it yourself. But then I'm be petty and say, you know what? The person you should be blaming, if Errol came in looking a little sleepy, it's probably the headache that he had when Diddy James was slapping him with the left hand doing open workouts. That's who you should be mad at. But no, they won't dare hold Diddy James accountable. But he'd rather go up there and smack his fighter around in open workout. Man, god damn. Blame him, man. The contract read, the winner picks the weight. The loser can activate the rematch. But had them right where he wanted them. Bud had them right where he wanted them. It's all in God time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the right time. It's the perfect time, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so one of the snotty boys said the A sample came back positive. What? It came back positive for whooping ass? I know it did. I know that that A sample came back positive for whooping ass, bro. For real. They said, sir, Mr. Crawford, your A sample came back positive for goddamn whooping ass. And this is not anything that we're going to hold against you, nor will you be suspended. We're just going to look at the film again, and we're going to say to ourselves, God damn it, this sample was spot on. He whooped his ass, some fierce. You understand me there, Mr. Crawford? Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. They're not going to suspend that man for goddamn sample coming back positive. for whooping ass. Come on, they're not gonna do anything, bro. Yeah, he does. Bud has to glow like Bruce Leroy. Yes, sir. Man, he got that momentum. Man, they just look. I guess he's gonna go through this time where these people are not gonna be believers. You know, Deion Sanders is talking about we believe, we believe, we believe. The one thing about these naysayers, right? They don't believe shit. They just want to take it and say, oh, I continue to do the same thing. They don't believe in it, bro. They got to believe in what they're watching. They always talk about the best fighting the best, but when the best isn't your favorite fighter, you go against them. You got to learn how to say, okay, I want the best fighters fighting the best. We rarely get that. We want to see them. And then when it comes up, okay, we got two fighters that's in the ranking systems and they're the best. Now it becomes a war. Now we get boxing fans taking one side of the other. You know what I'm saying? We have the left, we have the right. We have Port, we have Starboard. It don't make any sense. And then with the snotty boys, right? They said all that shit, y'all. I mean, when I tell you they said all that shit about Crawford and still couldn't stop that ass whooping from being carried out. They couldn't stop the ass whooping from being carried out, delegated, executed, bro. They couldn't stop it, man. Did you see all the aerosexuals, bro? They had their hand over their mouth. And when Terrence would basically let his hands go in the barrage of furious punches, they put their hand over their eyes and they was just shaking their head left to right. And they were saying, oh my God, no, oh my God, oh my God. And God was like, damn, why y'all calling on me? I'm chilling. I'm watching the fight like y'all. Relax. Oh my God, my God, my God, oh my God, my God. And then keep messing around now. I'm gonna send some lightning down there. I'm gonna send some lightning. Chill. I'm watching the fight too. Y'all interrupting me now. Imagine what God was going through with all those snotty boys up here calling upon him to change the outcome of the fight. Hey, God was like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with this, man. I ain't on the contract. Why am I going to put myself in work for free? I'm not on the contract. Jay said Ryan saw that ass whooping and bounced. And you know what? That might be 1,000% accurate, bro. Ryan bounced on the ass, man. Ryan got on the first PJ smoking. He called up the private jet. Hey, man, can you come pick me up, man? Hell no, I ain't standing over here in the furniture store, man. Hell no. That shit about 125 degrees, too. They want me to sweat my ass off and then take ass whoopings, too? Get me up out of here, man. Hey, we going to Vegas, man. Fuel up. I got you. Ryan with the TMT after witnessing Frank Martin, Errol Spence, and Anthony Joshua have subpar performances under the tutelage of Diddy James. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You already know it. Shout out to my guy Jamal Neezy in the building. What's good with it, Neezy? Salute WCS, salute chat. And the aerosexuals are upset with Tyler Perry. What is up? What they upset about? Martin King Boxing, what's good? Salute to Ron in the building. Oh my God, he about to run that back? No way. Oh wow, he did. He ran it all the way. Okay. Damn. Aerosexual and modern women are the same. Dang, y'all come on here spitting this fire, bro. Like, think you should be doing that on a Monday? Y'all sure y'all don't want to burn down the first part of the week, do you? Some news might leak out about this fight, man. Some news might come out about this fight. Seriously. Crawford whooped Spence ass so bad he went to the Top Golf immediately after the fight. That's crazy. That was the easiest work. It was, man. It was some of the easiest work. Seriously. Give it up to 2 cents boxing, attempting to put 1 cent worth of effort into this dang chat. Talking about he'll bet $1,000. Here we go. Another person want to bet 1,000 that Crawford don't fight Boots. What kind of bet is that? And who am I to take a bet, not knowing who you are? And why would I take something on an if? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Let's wait till the fight try to play itself out, because Crawford has too many options. He has too many options. He's the man right now. And shout out to 2 cents boxing in the building. He's the man right now. He has way better options, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, if Crawford decides to fight T.O., I want to hear the same excuses. Criticize T.O. the way you criticizing Crawford for moving up and fighting Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And also, you can criticize Crawford like you always do and say, oh, man, T.O., he's too small. He's moving up from 140. He ain't do nothing. This, that, and the other. I bet y'all will tune in and watch the fight. I bet you'll tune in and watch the fight. I bet you'll tune in and watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? Every time I turn around, they're up there grabbing Boots' name and putting him into the equation. The man is going to get his shot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, he's going to get his shot. Real talk. One nigga try telling me EJ would be better at 154. My reply was EJ has likely destroyed his body like Hurd did at 54. He was shit at 60. Then niggas think EJ is superhuman. Next 160 EJ. Man. Hey man, at least they keeping faith, bro. At least look, Tyrese. At least they keeping hope alive, shawty. Give them a compliment. They're keeping hope alive, man. They're keeping hope alive, man. Before you know it, February gonna roll around and they're gonna get militant. They're gonna start mentioning MLK quotes. All that, bro. Just give them time. Let them keep hope alive. Man, I'm just talking shit there, 2 cents boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just conversing, man. Yeah, I was talking about Boots. I talked about him because he's next in line for the IBF title, and everybody else talk about him. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean come up out of here with something. I bet you $1,000 at Crawford don't fight Boots. Come on, bro. Man, we're not gonna bet no money on a scenario. I bet on Tuesday of December, I bet he won't goddamn be able to goddamn lock in the contract with Boots by then. I bet you $1,000 then. Okay, you lose the bet. Let's just say some shit happened and you lose the bet. All of a sudden you ghost. You niggas be getting ghosts, man, on making payments, man. Right, Neezy? These cats be getting ghosts, man. You know what I'm saying, Blunt? They don't want to pay up, bro. They don't want to pay up. Real talk. They don't want to pay up, bro. Seriously. You know? But, hey, understand at the top of this thumbnail, A-Side Official. You know, you already know. Haters gonna hate, man. The biggest fight in boxing history is Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Whether it happened or not, it can happen. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but it can happen, bro. It can happen. I hope it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But Spence Crawford too, let's just sit back and see what's popping. You know what I'm saying? Let's just sit back and see how it's going to go down. You know, is Spence going to be able to lock in and make weight at 147? Because I'm going to love doing live streams on that shit. I mean, maybe this time around, if he gets out there and start doing strength and conditioning early, get Blu-ray back in there, he can get within weight quick. You know what I'm saying? Quicker than he did last time. He can get back in weight. And also, when he's taking pictures, connect with your audience. You know what I'm saying? Walk with your head up, look into the camera, become one with your audience because they feel left out right now. You know, Errol Spence, they feel so left out. EJ, you got to do better with communication and public relation. You have to do better, bro. You're not communicating with these lost souls out here. Do better. That's all I'm saying. Do better, bro. They need you. Do better. Okay? They need you. Period. They need you out here. Communicate with them. It's essentially extremely important. Communicate with these lost souls out here. They haven't recovered. And then you haven't been online to help them recover. You went to Spain. And once again, I don't care if you talk to them. I'm just saying, listen, I'm tired of hearing them out here whining about shit, man. Maybe if you get up here and address your fans, that'll be the best thing you ever could do, Spence. Have you ever thought about that? Do you fighters ever think about that? Just doing a live stream, addressing your fans? I'm going to tell you, y'all don't do it. Y'all don't do it for real. I mean, we're the consumers. We're a portion of the consumers. We are. We come to see y'all fight. But when have you all just get on here and say, I'm just giving a shout out to all the fans who support me? I just want to let you know I'm out here. I'm looking. I'm listening. And got love for y'all. I mean, that'd be great. That'd be great if you can show that love. Especially, when it comes to the damn, the snotty boys, man. Trees. I mean, the way that this shit is going on with the Kleenex boxes being littering the streets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing more tent cities go up in residential areas that's pretty much considered affluent, but all of a sudden you have all these tents that's going up because people lost their homes from July 29th and they're out here just goddamn setting up on the sidewalks. Seriously. Man, it's crazy. I just took some of them, some health and comfort items the other day. For real. I bought them out some fruit, you know what I'm saying? Health and comfort items. Took them some old clothes and shit. Some used underwear that I found in the dumpsters. Yeah, I went dumpster diving, man. Cut the cost. Gas is high. You know what I'm saying? Gas is high out here. For real. I'm not lying. Gas is high. Goddamn filled up some old, empty freaking water jugs with tap water. You know what I'm saying? Hey, water's high right now. We're talking about like $3-4 a gallon. According to what brand you get, that shit is high. So please, Errol, go out here and talk to your fans. And for y'all that tuned in, man, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. We should also do it again. Peace out. Salute. Y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back